Hello guys, it's D to the B here, and today I'm going to be covering Fast 10. Very unexpected. So I recently watched the Fast and Furious movies, and I enjoyed them. Until it got to 8 and 9, where I lost interest immediately.
Yeah, 8 and 9 was awful.
Yeah, I did not like those movies, especially when they got to cars in space.
Oh, that was so stupid.
Like, I was just done. I was concerned about this movie after seeing those abominations. And I watched it with my friends FD and L to the C.
Hello, everybody.
And surprisingly, for someone who considers the original 7 canon and 8 and 9 don't exist, they were actually pretty good. Well, it was actually pretty good. Not those two abominations.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good movie. Of course, I do have some issues with it, but I will get into that. It was a pretty good movie. Surprisingly, I thought this one would bomb really hard after 9. So, I might as well get into the plot. So, the plot opens up with a flashback of Fast 5, where they are robbing, what's the guy's name again?
Hayden Reyes, I think it is.
Hayden Reyes. And we get to meet Jason Momoa's character. In
Dante
this.
Reyes.
Dante Reyes. And his job basically was to guard the money, and he failed.
Yeah. He failed epically.
He failed big time. Like, that was beyond fail.
After that flashback, we transition to present day, where Dom is teaching his son how to drive. Wow, good parenting if you teach your kid how to drive, and I'm guessing like 10 years old.
Yeah, I think they said it was like 9 or 10 years old, somewhere around there.
And Dom basically is trying to have him drive, and his son's like, I'm not as brave as you. Then they go back to the house and they do their grace. There's actually this one funny part while the mom was doing grace.
That's actually the grandma.
Grandma, sorry. Where the grandma was doing
It's someone's mom.
was doing grace. Who is that one guy who started eating again? What's his name?
That's Tyrese Gibson, Roman Pierce.
Roman Pierce just starts eating in the middle of grace. And
That was funny.
I said in the theater, that's me.
Yeah, that's definitely not big butt.
Then after that, Dom is looking back at pictures of his father, which, if you've seen Fast 9, you would know that his father basically killed himself.
Yeah.
Because of money issues or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
I can't entirely remember.
I don't even remember. It's been a while since I've seen Fast 9.
Not
like I really want to remember seeing it, but
and then
it was so bad.
Yeah, exactly. And then we transition to Dom and his wife, and they're basically discussing.
And his wife is Letty.
Letty, thank you.
You're welcome.
Letty and Dom are basically discussing that his son called him brave, but he's not brave because he's afraid of losing his son, which is basically every fear of every parent.
Yeah.
Well, if they're good at it.
I'm not even a parent, and I'm afraid of losing my kids when I do finally have kids.
Yeah. And then we get a cameo from the previous 2 9 movies. The Mary Sue herself. She is so unbelievably forgettable to me that I oh wait, her name's Cypher.
Well, the character is.
I'm just gonna say this as a bit of an early review to the other Fast movies. I'll do other Fast and Furious videos, and I'll do them like a trilogy per
Which
video.
I will be a part of.
Just reviewing each.
Me too. I'll
each
join
of
too.
them. And I have to say, for 8 and 9, I hate Cypher.
Yes.
People might disagree with me on this, but I thought Cypher was a huge Mary Sue.
Yeah.
Like, everything went her way in those movies. She didn't struggle once.
She didn't even try.
So she's basically like Ray from.
I would say
Kind of.
that Cypher is the Mary Sue of Mary Sue's, but Reva exists.
Yeah.
And she is...
Reva is pretty much the queen of Mary Sue's.
Yep. So Cypher basically came to Dom's house because she's warning him about the new bad guy, which whooped her butt.
Big
and-
time.
Yeah.
And what was the Jason Momoa's character's name again?
Dante Reyes.
Dante Reyes goes into her operations, threatens the security guards' families, and they basically all turn on her. And she almost Mary Sued her way out of that situation by a
Yeah.
device that turns off weapons. As soon as that device came on, I'm like, seriously?
She literally thought of everything.
Like, seriously, like, you couldn't even give us one thing? Like, she's injured for once in her life, and she still finds a way to be a Mary Sue?
That's insanity.
But they do take over her Mary Sue energy by deactivating the device,
Yeah.
and she barely escapes with her life. I was kind of hoping she'd die on the couch.
Yeah.
But she didn't. Later, the next morning, we see the
Agency.
the agents, and they're basically trying to figure out where this new guy is, and they go to Rome, and they think they have this new guy in the bag.
Which they don't.
They don't. They completely get their butts handed to them, and to be honest, Jason Momoa's villain is way more entertaining than Cypher ever was in
Yeah.
8 and 9.
Way more entertaining.
Like, he was a big highlight of this movie. He was one of the best characters about it.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I was watching an interview with him and the news reporter.
Uh-huh.
He said he hasn't played a villain in 10 years.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, in almost 10 years.
Yeah.
this
That's
one.
impressive.
Yeah.
Anywho, he completely hands them by this huge weapon, which is basically a giant bomb, which at some point sets on fire. Which, my question is, how is this thing not exploded yet?
Right?
Like, it might not be your typical bomb, but there has to be like gunpowder or
But for
something
the
like that
amount of
to blow
times
up.
that has hit buildings in that movie, you would think that thing would go off by now.
Yeah.
Right?
They get lucky. The gang gets lucky by putting in the water, but it still does a little bit of damage, and even blows the cars back a little bit. Finally, we're following physics again because 8 and 9 sucked at physics.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have. Even if a movie's fiction, you should still follow physics.
Yeah, like
Unless if it's
a car going into space, that does not follow physics.
like if it's like a complete world where physics don't exist, that's fine.
Yeah, that would make sense then.
But if it's like Earth, you gotta follow physics.
Yeah.
Because the rules of gravity and how the world works just makes the movie not realistic.
Yeah.
Well, and then after the bomb goes off, but you know when the bomb goes off, the media, of course,
The media being the media.
blames
Yeah.
Dom and everybody on their team,
Yep.
and they're trying to save people.
Yeah, they were trying to save him from Jason Momoa's character. And then we transition to the agency that's been helping Dom and his crew. And we get to meet Brie Larson's character, which I honestly didn't know the name of her. I don't even think they...
Tess.
Oh, they did mention her name.
Yes.
I didn't catch it.
Oh well.
And now, if you guys don't know, which I'll make a review on one of her previous movies, I do not like Brie Larson. I think she is one of the worst actresses in existence.
And she might suck at acting, but boy, did she look good.
I don't know about that.
Honestly, though,
Like she's
honestly,
pretty,
compared to Ariana Grande, she looks good.
like she's kind of a messed up person.
Yeah.
She's not good. And yes, Brie Larson, I said it to your face if you're watching this video. I know
doubt
you have
she is,
YouTube. Anywho, Brie Larson's character basically is defending Dom's team, which is a surprise knowing her. And I'll have to say her character isn't bad in this movie. It's a little bit better than I expected.
It definitely fit her better than all her other characters she's played.
Like, personally, I didn't care for the character that much. Like, she had an influence, but not that big of an influence. Like,
Right.
she was kind of forgettable to me.
But she's still new in this thing.
Right.
So give it some time. She might warm up to people. I mean, okay, yeah, it's a first start for her because she's new to the Fast and Furious franchise.
To be honest, I'm glad she had a bit of a low screen time in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, the only Brie Larson clip that I like is when Thanos punches her.
That was funny.
That's it.
That was funny.
But I did like the one in the movie that we saw today, the Fast and Furious 10 movie. I like how she just moves her foot on Dante's car, Jason Momoa's character.
Yeah, that's later in the film. Anyway, the agency decides to vote to get Dom's team, and they are on the hunt. Then, of course,
Well, after they decide to hunt down Dom's team, they go after Mia, which is
Right.
Dom's sister.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. I couldn't remember for a bit.
Yeah.
They went after her, and during the attack, O'Brien, that's his son, right?
No, it's Little Brian.
Little Brian, thank you. Little Brian gets saved by his uncle Jacob,
Yep.
which, to be honest, out of the three of us, I'm probably the only one who hates John Cena. Like, I am not a John Cena fan. I find him very annoying.
And he's good as a wrestler, though. I'll give him that.
Like, just his personality drives me nuts. Like, he's probably a good fighter in the ring. I don't know. I don't watch WWE. But just everything he's in, it's like, It's kind of like how my mom feels about Jack Black.
Jack Black's funny, though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Especially the saxophone that they do every time Tenacious D plays live.
Oh
The
yeah.
saxophone.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He has a channel. No wait, no, I didn't forget. He does have a channel.
Yeah.
I need to watch his videos.
He's funny. I've seen a couple.
Anywho, John Cena's character Jacob saves them and they escape, but Little Brian goes with Jacob to meet up with Dom or something like that.
Yeah, they were supposed to meet up with Dom, but Dom never showed.
Yeah. Oh, and we also find out that Dom's wife got captured by Rome.
The police.
The police, basically. And then I think we transition to Brie Larson's character and Dom meeting, if I'm remembering
Yeah.
right.
I think so, yeah.
With the bar scene. They eventually meet. Brie Larson's character basically warns Dom that the agency is after them and they have his wife. And Dom is like, you need to get her out of there. And she's like, I can't do that. In the theater, I'm like, oh, so you're useless.
Yeah,
I
pretty much.
don't regret my words. I don't regret them.
Yeah, she's pretty useless, honestly.
Anyway, continuing on, then what happened after that? Did we?
See, I think Letty and Cypher fight. I think after that.
I think
Roman Pierce.
Roman Pierce. That's right. Roman Pierce has saved some of the cash money that he got, and they go to this illegal weapons shop. And
In the UK.
In the UK.
London.
Everybody knows that. They are getting some military weapons from them and some information, and we get to see, I think it's Pete Davidson, the guy who plays Mirage in Rise of the Beast.
I think that was him, yeah.
It looks like him.
I
If it's
think so.
not, I would be surprised. Pete Davidson's character tries getting information, but Pete Davidson's character betrays them because why not?
Right. Why not?
And the two guys start fighting. It's the guy I mentioned earlier and the coding guy. They start fighting and stuff. I'm sorry, I suck with names. They basically leave the store, and as we go on with the movie, we get to see Jacob's car, which is this cool car with...
I think it's an El Camino.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's what it looks like. We could be wrong though.
I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, at some point...
It looks like an El Camino.
There's also some point where Brie Larson's character visits Dom's girlfriend. I mean, wife. Darn it. Wife, and Brie Larson injures her. Some point later, we get to see Dom's wife again, and she is next to Cypher, and she says the most relatable thing in that situation.
Yep.
And I was making a joke if I was right next to her. Yeah, me too, sister. Then we continue on with the rest of the plot. Because I can't remember anything, let's go with the final act. So the final act, Dom and that one guy who was hunting him down team up because they attacked his men. Brie Larson's character shows up at some point, gets shot. Yay!
Yay!
Best part of the movie. No, I'm kidding. And then Dom goes after the villain. Jacob dies.
Dante.
Dante.
How am I remembering this movie?
I'm sorry.
Before you can't remember half the movie, we just saw it.
We waited too long after your review.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Jacob dies at some point,
That was sad.
and I swear if they bring him back, I'm leaving the theater.
I don't think they're gonna bring him back. But
They probably won't.
With what's his name?
Huh?
Han came back.
that one I was okay with though.
Han coming back was not a great decision. I like Han, but his explanation for coming back doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like, at least with Dom's wife, that made sense. But it felt like with Han, they just brought him back the stupidest way possible. Just how he was in the car upside down, the car was starting to leak, and in Tokyo Drift, we could clearly still see him in the car before he blows up.
Yeah.
So yeah, when that happened, I'm like, you just took the stakes out of the franchise.
Honestly,
Like, you can literally bring anybody back from whatever they can. You could cut a guy in half and he'll probably appear in Fast 88.
Yeah.
Like, I like Han, but they
I
brought
mean,
him
that
back
makes
in a really...
sense though. Like the way he died in 7, and then his in 3, and then his explanation in 7, Makes no sense.
You mean 9?
9.
Whatever the hell it was.
It made no sense. Like, and
His explanation for coming back makes no
and
sense.
7, when they did that, even though I like the character, felt like the stakes were being built, and then 9 just ripped that away. Like, oh, so everything is pointless.
Right?
Anyway, go ahead, Odyssey.
But also, I mean, we've seen Gal Gadot play as Wonder Woman, obviously.
Yeah.
We've seen her play Giselle before Wonder Woman. Now, it's good to see her back because I did miss seeing Gal Gadot in the Fast franchise.
Oh yeah, she's back now. Like, I liked her character, but it's the same thing with Han. Granted, they could explain it in a better way than Han. They could,
Yeah.
But
but it still doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
here's my thing. So, in Fast and Furious 6, we see Giselle falling from a car, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, of course, we don't see if she, hits the ground. Obviously, she didn't. Or if she did hit the ground, she'd be dead already and she wouldn't be in Fast 10.
True.
Right.
Now, Kurt Russell, the guy that plays Mr. Nobody. Here's what I think. I think he has a plan for all these, all of Dom's crew members. Of course, you don't hear about her in Fast 8 or Fast 9.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't he dead though? Mr. Nobody? I thought he died in 9 after
I
that
thought so
one
too.
cutscene because
I think he did like what I'm saying. Dom and Mr. Nobody have done business with each other before. So I'm thinking if Mr. Nobody, who's played by Kurt Russell, I hope I'm saying that right.
yeah.
But
Pretty
if I am
sure
wrong,
I'm
please
not-
correct me in the comments if I'm wrong.
I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering right, Mr. Nobody is her father, if I'm remembering right.
That's Tessa's father. But what I'm saying is, how is Giselle alive? Even though, like I said, it was good to see her back. But how is she alive if she was falling down from a car?
To be honest, I think this is worse than when they brought Darth Maul back.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
Like, I liked Darth Maul in the Clone Wars, but you have to admit, the way they brought him back was
That
kind
was
of
stupid.
stupid.
Yeah.
Personally, one YouTuber brought up a point that lines up with Legends. Why didn't they just clone Darth Maul?
Right.
And because of Force sensitivity, Darth Maul would think he is the original Darth Maul.
Right.
But
That
what
would make sense.
But here's what I'm thinking. Could Giselle, when she was falling, even though we don't see a vehicle or a person down below her, where you can see, like, let's say Giselle is, like, up here, and it's supposed to be hard to hear. Could she have fallen, and maybe someone has, caught her, and just, they said that she was hidden through the whole time, or what?
The problem with that theory, though, it's a good theory, but the
It is.
problem with it is if somebody had caught her when that happened, Han would have saw it. Because if you pay attention to the film,
He was
Han,
looking down
Yeah.
when he saw her falling.
it would be like, oh, thanks, man.
But
Unless Han's suddenly blind or something.
Right? I mean,
but when you saw
what
Han,
probably could have happened, though, is as she was falling, what I personally think happened is she grabbed onto a branch that was connected to it and held on that way, and then waited for the fire department or something to bring her down.
I swear, if they bring her back in like a stupid way, it's like, in the future, we invented time-traveling cars, like Back to the Future. Like, nope.
Right. That was a good series, though.
Yeah, Back to the Future was good, but I swear, if they do time travel, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
but
If they do time travel in one of the next movies, I'm walking out of the damn theater.
but
And then
when,
I'll just see would stay.
but when Mr. Nobody says to Han, in the 9th one, I'm just saying, I'm thinking this. Okay, like I said, Giselle supposedly died in the 6th movie, which we clearly see that she never died.
Right.
But when I haven't heard this in the 9th movie, but Mr. Nobody said this. I never thought I'd lose Giselle to love. I'm thinking Han knew something, but didn't tell Dominic Toretto or anybody. I think he knew Giselle was alive in the 9th movie. I think they were trying to keep a secret from everyone.
That would actually make sense.
I guess that could
Because
work.
also they're being hunted too.
I guess that could work.
It would make sense though if you think about it.
Like, I guess that's the only way you could theoretically explain it in a
And
good way.
there better be a good explanation why she's back.
But yeah, we also get left on a huge cliffhanger with Dom's team supposedly dead, which they're not,
Yeah, they're not
Oh.
dead.
They're not.
and Jason Momoa's character reigning victorious, basically. And then we get an end credit scene with Shaw is his name, right?
Hobbs.
Hobbs. Darn it!
Oh well.
It's for us. Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
At an end credit scene. Now, I would be super hyped for this, but I was still confused by the Gal Gadot return.
Oh yeah.
And
I was
now-
still confused and like, they're just cheering their butts off, and I'm like,
Yeah, that was kind of confusing.
I mean, sorry, but I actually like that character. I don't know why.
I do too, but you gotta think about stakes and what it does
The
to the
question,
story.
the question though is, why would they bring Hobbs back out of anybody else?
I mean, the only time we saw Paul Walker is during the flashbacks, which is understandable because he's
Yeah.
not alive
To be
anymore.
honest, I'm surprised they didn't bring Paul Walker's brother back. To be honest, I thought the flashbacks were originally something that happened after Fast
I
7.
think they might do that in the 11th movie.
That would not surprise me.
Oh gosh.
What?
I think it worked in Fast 7.
No, but he's still alive during the franchise. But
Yeah,
he's
I'll
just
give credit to that. I thought he was dead in the franchise until 8. I'm like, oh, so it's nice to know
No,
that he's still alive
when
in
it
the
comes
universe.
when it comes to 8, he's retired. So he's with Mia and his kids in the movie.
I almost thought by the ending of Fast 9 we were going to see him in 10 because 9 ended off with Brian's car entering the home.
Okay, 10 was a Fast 10, a fantastic movie. I think, Fast 10 was really good, right?
Yeah.
They should have written Fast and Furious 9 just like Fast 10.
Same with 8.
Yeah, 8 too.
8 and 9 should have been just like 10.
But hey, what are you going to
Oh,
do?
well.
But
They
yeah,
definitely could have written 8 and 9 in a better way.
But yeah.
But Full Metal Dipper and I were freaking out over Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
I was like,
We were pretty much fangirling when we saw him come
Yeah,
back.
you should have saw their faces. They were just fangirling as I
Yeah.
was still confused from the previous scene.
it's The Rock.
It was definitely nice to see him. I was just still confused.
But can they do like an explanation for him coming back? Like all you saw was like this, him on the phone.
Yeah.
And here,
If you remember Fast 8, he retired basically
Yeah.
for a bit so he can spend time with his daughter,
That makes
which
sense.
makes sense.
which was definitely the Rock scenes were definitely the best out of Fast 8.
Yeah.
The rest of it wasn't.
Yeah.
8 out of 10 for me.
It was good. I'd say 9 3/4.
Yeah. And then L to the
I
C.
think he might lose it.
Yeah, L to the C has went for a
It was like he
break.
might lose it.
He has went for a break, so yeah. That's it for this video. Bye everyone.
Bye.